Some women don't chase, and yet they are never forgotten. Not because they try harder, but because they understand something most people never see. There is a quiet power in a woman who does not rush to be chosen. She doesn't force conversations. She doesn't chase attention. She doesn't explain her word. And somehow, that is exactly what stays in his mind. Not loudly, but deeply. Because when a man meets her, he doesn't use her. He feels something within himself. In psychology, there is a hidden layer to this. A man carries an unconscious image of the feminine. Not used what he desires, but what he has never fully understood. And when he meets a woman who is grounded in herself, something awakens. At first, it feels like attraction, like curiosity, like something rare. But over time, that feeling becomes something else. Because the closer he gets to her, the closer he gets to parts of himself he has been avoiding. And that creates tension. Not the king you see, the king you feel. So he pulls back, not because she isn't no, but because she is too real, too honest, too present. And for someone who isn't ready, that feels overwhelming. You might have noticed this. The moment you stop chasing, everything changes. You reply less. You stop over-explaining. You stop trying to fix everything. And suddenly, his energy shifts. He reaches out more. He watches more closely. He feels the distance. Not because you're replaying a game, but because something is no longer easy to control. And that's what creates attraction. Not effort, not pressure, but space. Because when everything is predictable, the mind relaxes. But when something becomes uncertain, the mind focuses. It tries to understand. It tries to reconnect. That's why I can't forget her. Not because she got more, but because she didn't lose herself. But it is where it gets deeper. Many women start changing at this point. They feel deceived and try to hold on to it. They give more. They explain more. They try to secure the connection. And slowly, the energy fades. Because attraction isn't built on chasing. It's built on presence. On a woman who is connected to herself. Not someone who abandons herself to keep someone else. And this is where everything changes. The woman who doesn't chase isn't cold. She's clear. She knows her value without needing to prove it. She allows connection, but she doesn't depend on it. And that creates something rare. Respect. Because the moment you stop trying to hold everything together alone, you start seeing the truth. Who shows up, who pulls away, who only stays when it's easy. And that clarity is what shifts the entire dynamic. Because now you're not reacting.